Is this a recording? Are we doing this?
Yeah,
it's live.
Yeah, it's recording right
now.
Dope.
Awesome. So this is the start to the podcast.
Yep.
We're going in. Hello, I am alive, and he is.
I'm kind of dead inside.
So it's been a minute because work, life, scheduling, blah 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 blah. What have you played? What have you done? What have you read? What have you seen? What have you killed?
So, I haven't killed anything.
Yeah, that's what they always say, you know.
So what I've been doing is I've just been kind of trying to give my New Year's resolution list. Like I've been trying to check every box. It's not really a big list, but one of them was getting a new job, kind of continue on exercising and trying to gain a little bit of muscle. And it's almost been a year since I've started exercising, and while it hasn't shown as much results as I would like, I've seen a little bit of muscle grow. I've kind of been feeling a lot better. Sometimes I just go for jogs. Sometimes I just do random push-ups and stuff like that throughout the day. Even though getting a second job has kind of made doing all that stuff as well as streaming. You're doing
what?
Don't do
I'm
that.
Not doing anything. Go.
But yeah, it's made streaming a little bit harder to do because I don't have a day off, and I also get off work around 5, and I have to get back up for an 8 to 5 shift. So I have to get that as well as preparing for the next day and all that whatnot. I'm still working on trying to get a website going for my graphic design work so I can kind of get in the field. But how about you? How have you been doing?
What have you played? What have you watched?
What's
the interesting stuff? Not your blah 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 life.
Hurtful? Alright. So I've been I mainly just been playing just Borderlands and Warframe.
So this is boring too, is what you're saying.
I've been trying to create random challenges in order to add more viewers onto the streams that I do. Like I've done a challenge where people can enter my game and try and get me killed in Borderlands. I've been trying to set little challenges like only use white weapons in Borderlands 2. Now that I've gotten a second job, I'm thinking of buying some more games to play. I want to play Wizards of Legends.
What?
It's kind of one of those.
Oh, it's that game that's on Switch, isn't it?
I don't know if it's on Switch, but I've seen it on Steam.
Is. Wizard of Legend, I'm pretty sure it's on Switch.
Then I'm gonna get it on the Switch. I've also played South Park Fractured But Whole, and minus one glitch where you can't complete a mission with Wendy. The whole game's been really fun with playing with the different classes, customizing your moves. I've done 2 playthroughs already. The only reason I haven't done a third is because of that glitch, because I'm just I want to actually try and complete this game, but this makes it so I can't actually do it.
Okay.
Yeah, Wizards of Legends was one of the games I wanted to play. I also wanted to get back into GTA.
And Monster Hunter World.
No, not at all.
Yeah, man.
How has Monster Hunter World been for you, though?
I put in 250 hours or something.
Why?
Because, man...
You hate yourself?
When my friends say, yo, man, I got you this game, show up. And I show up, man. I show up.
Yeah, for 200 hours.
I do my part. I'm there. Not like those other cowards.
So wait, has everyone else stopped playing the game and you're still playing it?
No.
Because I'm about to say, at that point, you like the game.
I show up for Drew and we get our shit done. We do our weeklies, we do the events, we grind out our gear and shit. It was just the way Monster Hunter World happened was there was the demo, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then I remembered what the game was actually like. I was like, oh, fuck that. Why would I ever subject myself to that? So I didn't play it. And Drew, Johnny, Zeke, Savannah, Evan all got it. And that's a squad of 5 people, man. They've got enough.
And Jugan, Stefan, you got it too.
Yeah, but Stefan, Drew, and they're not all friends on PlayStation,
Oh yeah,
so it does not count for the squad. So
friends with them.
They're friends on PlayStation, but Stefan's not playing Monster Hunter right now, so we've never actually played. We got close to playing with him once, and then someone else came on. They're we need your help, Stefan. So we never got to play with him. So what? They all have Monster Hunter, right? And then somehow the only one who's showing up is Drew. And I'm like, oh, Drew, that sounds awful, man. I don't want to buy the game. I'm not going to buy the game. But if I had it, I'd show up at least, because that's what fucking friends do. You show the fuck up. You don't just bail. And Drew was like, oh, okay. And he ends up giving me a copy. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show up now. I'm gonna do my part. And I fucking showed up, and now I'm like Hunter rank 123, and then Drew is the closest to me at like 115.
Stockholm Syndrome will do that, yeah.
I'm not happy about it. I don't think Monster Hunter is good now. Like, that hasn't changed. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, there's some people who are going through Stockholm Syndrome that's not happy about it.
That's not how Stockholm Syndrome works. The whole point is you're supposed to, like, fall in love with the captor.
Or feel sympathy.
But
I feel like you feel sympathy for people playing Monster Hunter.
But I don't feel sympathy for the game Monster Hunter.
I mean, we could just say it's Stockholm Syndrome for Drew.
No, shut up. Anyways. Yeah. I've made like 60-something loadouts. I've used every weapon except for 2 of them. I've gotten really good decoration luck, so like, woo, I guess.
I mean, Jordan is always known for having good luck.
No, you're full of shit. I have bad luck, and like, it would be my luck to get like the best pulls in the game I think is shit. So, fuck off.
Maybe that's just the game saying you should become a pro at Monster Hunter. Ow.
I don't know why he said ow. Nothing happened to it.
He hit me.
No one hit you. No one would hit you.
So abusive.
Such a wuss. Anyways, Monster Hunter. Yeah, so I've put time into that. I've done the stuff. I beat God of War, and I am really surprised people like the story for God of War. It's not great. Like, it's really cool that you have a character that's so historically bad that the idea of him feeling guilty about all the shit he's done just makes so much sense that no one questions how he arrived at the point where he felt guilty, because Greece is like destroyed because of him. And I get that that's a bad thing, but Kratos had plenty of opportunities to not do it, and then he did do it. So the fact that he feels guilty now, when essentially he achieved the goal he wanted to achieve, is baffling, because I don't see, like, what made him go, oh, that was wrong of me, I shouldn't have done that.
He got laid.
What?
Yeah.
Like, he's having sex, and he's just like, yeah, oh, Grease. And she's like, what? What? Did you say Grease? What?
Also, I realized I said that before, thinking that, oh man, he's actually had sex in a lot of the other games.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like, while murdering them all, he would take a break to just go like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this lady.
Like, at one point, he has sex with Aphrodite, and then I think he, like, leaves and then goes to see her husband, and he kills that person.
Yeah,
I think.
it's like God of War 3, man.
Yeah, and I'm
God
just
of War
like,
3 is a wild ride. There's that one where like you take the person and who's like screaming for help, but then you shove their body in the gears so you can go like the thing, and it's like. So like, what does his like wife, lady, dead person who we never meet, which is really great, because that she's dead and we never have to meet her, because then we don't have to explain what she saw in Kratos. Thank you, Bird. Thank you.
She obviously saw how sorry he was, and was like, I gotta have him put a baby in me.
like the whole twist at the end is like she like saw all the events of like everything happening.
Also, Atreus is supposed to be Loki.
Is Loki. Not supposed to be. He is Loki.
So I kind of want to see how that's going to turn out.
Boring and stupid, like the rest of this game. Anyways, like, look, there's a lot of great things about God of War. It's like a 7 out of 10. Don't get me wrong. The story is just a fucking narrative mess. So Atreus is told, "Hey, man, you're a god," and then he's like, "Oh, fuck you, fuck this, y'all bitches! I'm a god, and you're beneath me." Like,
didn't he almost kill up like some random?
He killed someone for sure.
Oh,
he killed Modi, because Modi was like, your mother was a whore, and then he stabbed him in the neck with an arrow and kicked him off the cliff. And Kratos was like, "But I told you no murder. You murder, no bad son." And like, whatever. Anyways, shit. So like, you see the kid wilding out of control, and Kratos does nothing for like an extended period of time for like no reason. He just doesn't do anything, and even Mimir's like, "We should do something," and Kratos is like, and you're like, what?
Like, you killed for less, Kratos.
Kratos,
you killed for much less.
You could just tell him to not be a shit, Kratos. You could say, stop it. Like, you have responsibility instead of letting this spiral out of control, resulting in a murder. And then, like, he gets confronted with the fact that he murdered that guy in hell, and, like, you have him, like, watch the ghost do everything he did, and he has to watch it happen. And then he goes, that wasn't me. And you're just like, no.
That was easily.
That was you. You did that. Kratos doesn't correct him on that. No one corrects him on this. It just fucking floats in the air as the kid just goes, not me. Like that fucking super mean. Nah, man, that ain't me.
Doesn't he say something like that was you from the past or something like that?
No. He said you've been like acting outside of yourself lately.
Why did him realizing he was a god just made him go, fuck mom?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
Like, why didn't he just go?
He thinks all of the other gods are like shitty, right? Like he's established that the other gods, the way they act, the way they treat people is bad. And then his dad is a god, but he's never acted like a crazy above anyone else thing in his experience. So where does he get the idea that now that he's a god, he can do that? And that he would want to be like that. It doesn't follow any of his character progression up to that point. It's just this really sharp turn right, and then it immediately turns back left, and you're like, what was that whole episode? It doesn't make any sense. It's terrible character progression.
Didn't that happen like after he got really mad that Kratos blacked out in the white light for like 2 days?
Yes.
Then he was just like, well, I'm a god, so, you know, every emotion is beneath me.
Like, if I was Kratos, I would have slapped him in the face a couple times. Like,
how did he kill all those dark elves when he was like in the light? Anyways, like the kid killed all of them just fine, and there's like nothing to explain his capabilities. The kid's capabilities are so like random and like vague. Like he's like Magni and Modi, he just shouts and falls over and passes out. And then, like, those Dark Elves, nah, they're chumps. Just piles of them dead everywhere. Like, what exactly is the kid's, like, capabilities? The game remains super vague on that.
Maybe he just hid.
It fucking doesn't... It's like they don't know how to write a character going from bad to good. They just suddenly jump from bad to good. Like, because that's what Kratos did. It's like, I murder everyone. Violence and blood, leave them in my wake. I'll kill anyone who gets in my way. I guess I can't kill people anymore. You know, like, that was bad. You know, like, I shouldn't do that. And then Kid was like, yeah, you know, we gotta work together. We gotta help people. We gotta fuck people. I'm a god. Okay, so we're back to helping people now. Yeah. It's just really poor writing. And then, like, the whole story is just, like, how many twists can we throw at you? Because, yeah, let's keep throwing twists. Like, oh, there's this witch in the woods. It's Freya. Freya's Balder's mother. Whoa!
I mean, I guess her being Freya would, like, made more sense as to why she looks so, like, gorgeous for being a witch in the woods. Because every male character in that series looks super gritty, like... They look like they've been through some shit. They're not, like, making themselves look nice. And then there's Freya, who just looks really nice. That was just, like, that doesn't seem like how any witch that's been living in the woods for at least, what, a couple of years?
It's a pretty woods, man. It's a pretty woods.
What, the woods come with makeup, eyeshadow, and shit?
Did you see the color in the woods?
None of that color's on her face.
Anyways. Also, that game said really, like, boring sub-bosses, and Balder was boring as a boss. Balder... What a stupid story.
I mean, like, cinematic-wise, it looked pretty intense, like, whenever he fought Kratos.
Cinematic-wise, but, like, gameplay-wise, it was fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. The most... It's an underwhelming game.
It's really hard to make fights like those, like, work without, I don't know, the player just not being able to finish it, because those fights, once again, looked intense.
You get a lot of QTEs, or you get a lot of just cinematic set pieces, but, like, when you're actually fighting him, you could just have it be more than him jumping up and down, changing elements from fire to ice, and just like what? Also, like, gosh, jeez, Baldur and Freya's relationship is like just not handled in an interesting way, because all you get is Baldur's mad at his mom because he can't feel anything because she doesn't want him to die, and then Freya's like, yeah, I just don't want you to die, and that's like it. That's the whole thing.
So why is it that when he finally could feel anything, he didn't just like go off to experience something else?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, if I was just like, oh, I can finally feel, and I'm just like, oh, I can finally feel. All right, I'm not angry anymore. I'm just gonna go and like eat some food, maybe sleep with some women, because that's the one thing
to do all the things that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
Instead, you waste all your time fighting
and getting your neck broken.
Which also that like final sequence is like Kratos beats Baldur, decides not to kill him, and is like, okay, cool. All you'll do is not kill me and my son. You're gonna leave me and my son alone, and you won't kill your mom. Baldur's next choice: let's go kill my mom.
Like, why were you still angry? You got your wish.
Because all the time you took away from me.
You were immortal. You literally
Still
are not
immortal. Like, honestly, he's the only way he'll die is he's gonna get murdered by something else. But like, he's not gonna die of fucking old age.
So what time was lost? I mean, yeah, it's been a long time, but what is that in relative to what? You're not gonna die of old age anytime soon. So just go live your life.
No. No. Also, it's really unclear. Like they believe in Ragnarok, and Ragnarok starts when Baldur dies. So, like, the fact that, like, that's not just mentioned at any point, even though the concept of Ragnarok and the prophecies are already all in place and everyone knows how they work, and it's like, it's weird, you know? It's weird.
So, like, Kratos just randomly starts Ragnarok. Well, Baldur does some stupid shit to start Ragnarok. Did he just want Ragnarok to happen?
No, because no one is seemingly aware that Ragnarok's going to happen when Baldur dies. Because, you know, if they were, like, because, like, every other time they talk about Ragnarok, everyone's like, oh, man, I'm pissing in my pants over it.
Except for, like, Zeus has, like, something that had something to do. Like, he had some wolves.
Zeus or Odin?
Odin, sorry.
Thank you. I know they're exactly the same, but chill, man. Chill.
But Odin had, like, wolves that had something to do with Ragnarok, which was dumb.
The wolves that chase, like, the moon and the sun, yeah. He has them in his control, and then, like, he's probably gonna release them in one of the games to go kill Kratos, and then, like, he's gonna fuck up, because that's not what you're supposed to do, dummy.
Because Thor couldn't, you know...
Even though Odin survives Ragnarok, like, it's kind of one of the tenets of Ragnarok. Odin and Thor survive, barely, or whatever.
So what do they have to worry about? I mean,
everything else gets blown up. Like, it is the end of the world.
Yeah, but, like, they survive, so they just rebuild it. Because they're gods.
Hey, man, I gotta check my notes on Ragnarok. It's been a while since I was reading about it. I'm pretty sure those two survive, and, like, something about them starting the world brand new or whatever. Like, that's all weird.
I know it's supposed to be, like, a starting of a new world, or starting a world over.
Yeah. But, hey, Kratos is gonna die in one of the future games, so, like, woo! Dead Kratos!
And then Atreus will become the new Kratos.
God, Atreus sucks. He's such a shitty character. Like, man. But people like that game, like, a lot. And I
can see some of the appeal.
You
gave it a 7.
Yeah, because, like, you have to acknowledge the quality that went into, like, the visuals, the gameplay, the lack of camera cuts. There's a lot of impressive things about this on the technical aspect. The story's a mess. The combat's kind of boring because it's just back off, pick off dudes one at a time. You know, parry when you get overwhelmed because you have, like, a lot of iframes during parries.
Spartan mode.
Yeah, if you're about to die, just Spartan up and you'll get, like, all your health back from punching things in the face. You know?
The main thing I hate, though, is that people try to say God of War revitalized the single-player genre.
Oh, the thing that never went anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess it did, you know. Revitalize that thing that never left.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Especially since, like, last year was, like, a bunch of good single player games.
Yakuza 6 came out that same week as God of War. What a fucking tragedy. That game deserves so much more like attention, but like God of War has to be shoving its dick in everything, just like Kratos. Anyways, man, Yakuza 6 though, that's a gem right there. It's got a strong story, with lots of likable characters. You would like the Hirose family. They're a bunch of idiots.
Please don't.
Come on, man.
I already played Yakuza Kiwami and I couldn't go through it because I was just tired.
It was so amazing, man. It's so amazing. You got Nagumo, who is like in love with this bartender lady, so he just goes into her bar all the time and just like tries to like get her to fall for him, and it never works. And then he sees Kiryu. He's like, "Oh, you're a fight, old man!" And he gets his ass whooped, and he just keeps challenging Kiryu to fights. And Kiryu's like, "Not everyone's as free as you. I've got shit to do." And Nagumo's like, "Oh, that was so cool." And then like he gets like kidnapped, and Kiryu saves him. It's like, come on, man. She's never gonna fall for me. Not while you're here. He's like, "I'm not even here for her." "Yeah, but you're too cool anyways. Let me just follow you and call you my Aniki." And he's like, "I guess." Oh God, just stop. "Oh yeah, thanks." He's like showing them off to all the rest of the family. "Yeah, guys, this is my new Aniki. Everyone, you better respect him." He's like, "Isn't this the guy you had me fight yesterday?" yeah, but now we're cool now. It's fine. What?
Does that lady actually ever fall in love with Kiryu?
Oh man, she. It seems like she does. You don't get any big confessions, but she's like always like there and like hanging out and doing whatever Kiryu needs. It's just like, oh, and you have a whole raid mission where you have to like break into this hotel and beat everyone up through the different floors of the hotel to help her out. It's super great. It's super great.
What about the rest of the family?
Oh, dude, you got Yuta, who's like the smart guy. You've got what's his name, Matsunaga. He's an idiot, which is magical in some aspects. There's like this whole thing where everyone's like, "Yeah, it's Haruka, and that's Haruka's dad," and everyone else gets it, and they're trying to stay quiet about it. But Matsunaga's just like retarded and slow about it, and like he fights with all the rest of them. Like they're just a really good cast of characters, and they have really good chemistry. And yeah, man, I'm just saying you should play Yakuza 6. It's a great game.
That's a lot of effort. I know it's a good game.
You can kick people's head into a microwave. And then the guy behind the cashier stand will tag team him like, "Yeah, I'll turn on that microwave."
And explode the microwave?
Yes!
How did it explode?
Dude, it's a fucked up microwave.
That
the microwave wasn't open when you kicked the guy's head into it.
Did he die?
Kiryu's never killed anyone, okay?
Okay. He's never killed anyone like Batman from Arkham Asylum.
It's worse than Batman Arkham Asylum, because Batman Arkham Asylum does stuff that like makes everything like take canonical place and like it all makes sense. But like in Yakuza 0, like you're like driving down the street and like helicopters are shooting at you and like people are on motorcycles shooting at you and you're shooting them off their motorcycles and you're shooting down helicopters. They're shooting rocket launchers at you and like it never hits the news. And like no one's ever like, "And there was a huge shootout on the highway and like millions are dead." Like none of that happens.
I wouldn't cover that. I would be like, that's happening.
Just like Tokyo is just everyone's just like, "Well, just another day in Tokyo. Everything is fine."
Yeah, I love anime as a documentary.
I love that everything that happens in Yakuza is just like the most ridiculous thing. Like you're walking down the street and like 5 guys run up to you and one pulls out a katana and you're just like, "The fuck?" He just tries to murder you. Like that's Yakuza, man.
And I mean, I know Majima Everywhere was just the most ridiculous thing because sometimes you would just be rolling about minding your business and there goes or was it Majima?
Majima.
And then he'd just be like, "Yeah, I'm here to fight you." And I'm like, "But I'm just trying to eat."
Did you go to the hostess club? And he was there?
Yes.
He was a hostess?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, "Can I not be a part of this?" And it's like, "Nah, you gotta be a part of this." And I'm just like, I just want to level up my character.
Yeah.
Why do I have the romance Majima? I mean, I'm kind of okay with that, but at the same time, I feel weird about this.
And then there was, what else have I played? Oh, God, there's another game I'm forgetting. I watched a playthrough of Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, that game about slavery. That's obviously about slavery.
It's super about slavery, and it's just stupid overall as a game. And if it's like a lot of my stuff goes into more of like the complex problems when people want to create series about robots like getting rights because like Detroit Become Human, you have a bunch of robots going, I don't want to serve humans anymore. But, like, they never state anything else they want, so...
Who programmed that much free thought into a robot?
I don't know.
Who was just like, you know what? Let's make them slightly human because that's going to work out for us.
So, for some reason, like, when the game starts, from the way they set it up, it seems like deviants already exist. And deviants are the robots that start developing, like, free thought and blah, 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 right? So... Step one, since deviance exists, you have a malfunction in your product. You can't trace it. You pull your product off the shelves. You can't buy robots anymore. That's step one. But that doesn't happen. And, like, robots then go on to sometimes kill people. And, nope, we're still not going to stop selling these. We're going to keep selling these, like, through, like, most of the game. Until they eventually stop selling them. And have the equivalent to concentration camps because reasons.
So what you're saying is they created a product that was easily dangerous to the point where it started killing people and they just did nothing about it.
Yes.
Sounds like capitalism to me.
But
so
you mean capitalists are like, oh shit, that's bad marketing for our product. Who's gonna buy a robot now that it murdered a person?
But people are just like, I still want a robot though.
Yeah.
And then other businesses like, I guess if they're gonna buy it, I don't.
And, like, you know what's really bad about a game where you play as robots that have no free will? What do you do as the player? Nothing. There's not an option to make there. You just do nothing because the robot would just do the one thing every time. Because it would know the direct pathing. Like, the flaw, it's stupid. It's really stupid. Like, I kept thinking about that. I was like, well, if I'm a robot, like, why do I have 4 choices here that are all, like... I would choose the best choice every time. Even if I had, like, free will to some extent, I would decide what I want to do, then I would automatically choose the best pathing.
Yeah, because you have, like, a computer in your brain.
Exactly. It's, like, the fact that, like, there's, like, oh, I can do this or this. It's, like, why would I do that? Like, there's a character who gets shot, and he's like, do you want to go back and save him? And it should immediately tell me, okay, so if you go back and save him, you have a 100% success rate based off of these factors, blah, 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 blah. Or you can go this way and not save him because, like it doesn't, it's,
How did they not just overthrow humanity? Because they would think a lot faster than most of the people that, like, they serve under.
Because the robots are, like, superhumans. Like superhuman-like. Not, like, superhumans. Like...
What?
It's really stupid. So, like, this one robot, like, goes deviant, right? And, like, he murders a guy. So, let's sit him down and do an interrogation. Let's not break him down and examine him and go, like, where did this guy go wrong? Let's actually sit him down and talk to him like he's a human being. And have a whole interrogation scene, which is the fucking just dumbest shit ever. And, like...
Yeah, because that's not even unethical, because they're robots.
And then it gets dumber, and, like, there's this one part where, like, you're with this old man, and his son comes in, and his son's, like, a piece of shit, and his son hates the robot, because, like, oh, is this robot the perfect son? And it's like, what? Dude,
technically, yeah, because it's a robot. He has a computer in his brain. You can't outperform that. You can't outson that. If his prime directive is to be a good son, you're not winning.
It's like if a guy came into your house and you're like an old man and you need a home care nurse, and your son was like, "Oh, is your home care nurse the perfect son?" That was what was happening, and you're like, "No, he's my home care nurse. What are you doing? Why are you retarded?" And then
why don't you just be a better son?
And then the dad had a heart attack and died. And then the police came because the android called the police because they thought someone broke into the house, but it was just the son the whole time. And then the dad's on the ground like and then he's like, the android did it. And then they shoot the android and then they leave him in the dump. And I'm like, so you're telling me instead of just looking at the android's recording of the events, because it's an android and it records all the events, you just shot him? You couldn't just figure out what happened?
Aren't they
Also,
superhuman-ish?
it's like a heart attack. You can tell when someone's had a heart attack. Why do you assume the android murdered him? Also, why is your solution for all your robots to drop them off in a dump and not turn them off? Because he just wakes up in the dump, gets new legs, gets a new eye, and leaves the dump.
Yeah, I don't think robots die from bullet wounds as long as like everything's intact. Like that makes.
Oh no, they die from bullet wounds in those. There's several cases where robots just get shot and killed.
How? They're robots. They don't have organs. I mean, I guess like if you have certain parts in their system that like.
I mean, they die from headshots. They die from getting shot in the back 4 times.
Well, I'm like I said, there has to be like a computer system running, so if something breaks, then it probably shuts the robot down.
It's very unclear.
It would be great for them to actually establish.
You know what's also great? There's like this weird future seer robot that just exists and makes zero sense. Like she just has like her skull broken off and like wires hanging out the back of her head, and like she touches other robots and she like sees the fucking future for robots, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Robot powers.
What the fuck? Why does that exist?
How are people just letting that thing run about? She can see the future.
And like deviance is like their like code for everything. Like, hey man, if a robot goes deviant, it can self-destruct. Because also a tracker just shuts off, so you can't track the robot anymore. So like fucking yeah. And
how are these robots not taking over human society?
Because I guess no one thought of it before Marcus.
Because like.
Also,
the humans seem pretty stupid.
Also, the fact that the robots feel like they need to have like one leader is just weird for me. Like, they're so not robots by the end of the game. It's like, were they ever robots in the first place? This makes zero sense.
Who programmed this? Why did they
like the most robot thing they do is they get like perfect headshots on people from any distance, and like that's like it.
That's already enough grounds to be able to take over a good amount of the human race.
No, it's okay, because, like...
That's they save so much, like, bullets and stuff.
No, it's okay. A lot of them just get shot and they fall down and they die. Because, like, when you have, like, the revolution scene, like, it's...
So this was just like if the Matrix sucked even more?
It's like if a lot of things sucked more. But people liked it. It just... I guess when I put it into the context of the idea that they're robots that do robot things, instead of just be like another species of, like, people that are just super people, like, what? It's dumb. And I still have the problem that's like, what do they want? Okay, they want freedom. To do what? What is their plan after this? They get freedom and then what? They gonna get jobs? Are they gonna buy houses? Are they gonna live like people? What's about the future? Do you still want them to make more robots? Or are we just done with the ones we have? Because we realize we don't need a species that never dies that constantly grows. That's how you create overpopulation at an even more exponentially fast rate. What about the kid robots that are kids forever? What the fuck do we do with that? Is this kid allowed to work in a factory? It's never going to get big. What's the problem? We don't even have enough jobs for all the humans, and we want robots to have jobs? Do robots have to go to school now?
Can't we just send them to space? Like on another planet because they don't need oxygen?
No. Because then we have to build a robot space program.
They can take care of that shit themselves.
Could we just say we're sending them to space to live on a different planet and then throw them all into an incinerator?
I mean, you could.
Because, no.
Just like every time you go on like on a mission to another planet, because maybe there's like expeditions of other planets, just send some robots with you.
Oh yeah, and they're trying to get like the company that made the robots is trying to like stop the deviant robots, so they send out like another robot, and yeah.
But like, couldn't that robot just get hacked?
See,
is there any like hacking going on in that series?
So yeah. Where do I start? So first of all, Connor is the robot they send to stop the other robots, which seems stupid because like he'll just become a deviant, or he won't, I guess. But that seems like a dumb risk to take. But then like the idea was he becomes a deviant, and then we take over his controls and we make him shoot the deviant leader once he gets close. But then you can just stop that from happening by doing a manual override, which is like stupid because what so you made a backdoor into your robot so you can control your robot, but then you let the robot have a system where it can just take back control, and that's the end of that. So that's all that happens. He's like in his mind palace, I guess, which is this snowy area. Then he puts his hand up the thing, and it's like it's done. It's fine. Also, the robots look a lot like people, except for they have these stupid LEDs on the side of their head that light up, and it's like a little circle, and they can just take that off.
So that means they can just blend into society.
Yes. And there's like nothing that stops them from taking it off. Like they literally just go like, "Oh, I need a thing," and they pop, and it's off.
Then why don't they just do that?
Oh, I mean, a lot of them did that.
And just blend into society?
For their stealth missions, I guess, but then like they want to be like intensely robotic and do robot things. Like there's no secret robot families living their lives as humans when they're robots because.
But they're robots. They could easily mimic human like behavior.
Yeah, but then they don't age.
And that still gives them like a couple of years to be. Well, except for the kid
no one
ones.
comes up with that plan. No one does. No one does. The fact that a lot of these robots did sneak around as the robots, even though they're like, how do I describe this? They're mass-produced models. You can just buy them in the store and they'll all look like that one robot. So like you should see that robot face and go, that person's a fucking robot, and we should stop them. But like there's just that never happens. Like, there's this whole scene where you're, like, in this house, and you have to, like, cover a bunch of stuff up and hide and not get caught. And, like, you're talking to the police guard, and the police guard goes, aren't you that fucking robot I can buy for $900? She's like, that doesn't happen. That only happens if you leave the magazine open on the floor. Which is, like, weird to me. Because, like, no. If you have an issue with, like, a robot revolution happening, you get everyone to know all the models of the robots. And be like, okay, we gotta look out for these things. Because that's easy. That's cash money. The robots can't do anything about that. They can't. They apparently can't change their fucking faces because they never do.
I don't know why they can't. Once again, they're robots.
Okay, look, man. This game does no effort into explaining anything. It just gives you the premise that these robots are like people, and then gives you a bunch of story cues to make you go, oh, these people-esque robots are like people, and they deserve people rights.
No, because they're robots.
But like one guy, like the big line is like, oh, a bunch of the robots just want to be free. So why can't we let them be free? And it's like, I guess because of the socio-political, economic issues that it would instantly create for the rest of humanity, and also like
because they don't want to go to Mars.
Resources. Like, there's a lot of reasons and things you can do with this that can make it really interesting and like a really like fun dialogue, but this is so aggressively like pro-robot. There's no other question. All the people are like, robots should be kept in like slavery, which is weird because they're not robot slaves. They're like a hammer. Is my hammer a slave?
Yes, I guess.
Oh my god! I guess I should liberate my hammer and let it
just throw it outside.
Give my hammer the ability to vote. Because robots want the ability to vote.
They could just go to another planet. They
No.
don't need oxygen.
No. Fuck you. Anyways.
Why can't they do that?
Anyways.
They're robots.
Anyways.
They could literally just...
The gravity would fuck with them. They wouldn't be okay with that.
They could just
They're
stay
used
on
to
the
that-
spaceship.
They're used to that Earth gravity.
They could just stay on a spaceship and go as far as they can.
Couldn't they all just form a spaceship and then just blast the fuck away?
Probably. They're robots. They could probably just fly by themselves, just like on some Superman shit.
Why do the robots have the ability to self-destruct? Why is that a thing they have? What do they need that for?
For suicide bombers, I don't know.
Yes, my cleaning robot. It can mop, it can clean, it can read, it can take care of my child, and it can blow up. What's the last one for? What if I want to beat up my robot and it doesn't want to get beat up? Did you program the robot to kill you? Right. What? It's fucking stupid.
Yo,
like,
I don't like the neighbors, so one day I might think about sending my Janice robot over there to just explode and see how they like it.
And then there's this one robot character called North, and she's super aggro. Like she like wants to. She's like, yeah, let's just fucking kill that guy, you know. And like you have like a whole love path with her, and it's really like bizarre because like you can choose all like let's not be crazy murderers, okay? And yeah, so that happens, and you can like be with her, but like there's no punishments for like her insane like shitty murder habits because she's bad. Like you're talking one time and she's like, I made this fucking dirty bomb. We can just blow them the fuck up, and you're like,
Why'd you make a dirty bomb? You're a robot. You have a computer in your brain. You could just make a regular bomb.
look, girl, you need to chill. No, she didn't make a dirty bomb. Sorry, some other robot was like, I made a dirty bomb. She's like, no, don't blow that up. I stopped him. I stopped that guy from blowing up, so I could do it. And you're like, chill. But anyways,
You just wanted the glory?
her story of deviancy was the worst and the best because she was like, one guy rented me, you know, and I just for some reason realized I had enough, so I strangled him and murdered him.
So how is it that, like, are there, like, robots that just have healthy, like, relationships with their human partners because robots could pretty much be the perfect spouse if the person wanted them to be?
Carl and Marcus were like the robot and human companion, and Carl was the old man who dies of a heart attack, and he had like a really good relationship with his human person. And then like Marcus later asked one of the characters like, but why are you with the human? You know they all hate us, right? Which makes zero sense since Marcus had a really good relationship with Carl, but like whatever, you want to push this narrative that like human and robots can't like work together.
That would easily be what happens. Most of them would just create relationships with these human-like robots that could easily be just great companions.
I don't. It really doesn't make sense. Like this one guy had bought two robots. One was like a cleaning house robot, and the other one was like a weird daughter robot. And he bought the daughter robot to pretend like it was his daughter, and then like beat her up. It really doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I guess it'd be good to get all that weird shit like that people have out of the way. Like, you know,
like the game starts like.
So
you're at this house and you have this you're this girl there's a girl Alice, and then you're like the robot girl and you're like taking care of, and like this obviously turns to the guy abuses Alice, and you're like, oh, he's like, my wife left me, and you know she left because of you, and like and you think she was so good, you think you're so good, left me for a fucking accountant. Nah. It's all your
because of the robot. Just get rid of the robot.
I don't fucking understand.
So, like, did the amount of like crimes or amount of pedophilia just stop once these robots were a thing?
Not a question asked by this game. There's a lot of things this game could. There's a lot of plays this game kind of could have gone to make it way more interesting. Anyways,
so like pay $900 to do whatever I want
on the robot child. Or whatever, and then like you go like, no, I can save this child, and you save the child, I guess, and then like halfway through the game, it's like, oh, she was a robot the whole time, and then you have this weird choice to like distance yourself from her, which would be like, why would your character, like, you spend this whole game trying to protect this girl because you think it's like a little girl who needs your help, but it turns out that she's like a little robot girl. So all of a sudden you're just gonna be like, fuck you, child robot. I don't. Yeah, like she still needed like all your help through the whole game. I don't know why that fucking makes zero sense.
Cause you know what that guy did to that robot girl. Because nobody was like, you know what, we're gonna call the police.
There's this train of events where the little robot girl shoots the guy, which makes like just fucking, you just bought a product that
$900 to basically die.
Fucking. It does. The reason, and like robots are apparently like just super inexpensive, like $900, and you can have yourself a robot. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like I said, how is it just the world's not a better place at this point? Just having great relationships with these robots and just.
Oh, and Canada has like no Android law, which just what? No, whatever. So Canada has no Android law, and it gets to the point where like everything's like nuts in America. Like we have robot concentration camps. And I guess Canada still has no Android law by this point because they're just fucking chill up there. Like, whoa. Because robots are murdering people down in America. Guess that shit's whack.
Because they probably solved all the problems that we just brought up.
But like only one company makes robots.
Yeah, but guess what? There's still people
and like,
in their Canada division just like, what if we just...
And the creator of the robots is just like a weird guy who looks like, oh man, deviants are cool. Like, they're so interesting. Like, I guess I'm just going to withhold information because like, yeah. But like also is the guy who's like sending the one robot to like kill the other robot so they can like make like the game isn't good, but people really fucking like it. Like giving it game of the year, like giving.
I probably wouldn't do that.
I don't understand, man. And like a lot of the things I like to see is like a lot of people go like, oh my god, there's so many branching choices. But like after playing games like Life is Strange and they like break down like the branching choices for one scene,
where everything kind of makes more sense as to why they would have options because it's an actual human being instead of a fucking robot.
We're not talking about how robots shouldn't have so many options. It makes no sense. It's like, because essentially what you're saying is, does the robot want to be stupid or does the robot want to do its fucking job? And like, there should only be like two branching choices. Does the robot want to break deviancy or does the robot want to stay true to its code? And then from there, it should be just automatically choosing all the most successful options for its deviancy.
I feel like it would have been samey, but they should have just gone with like a human making these choices.
It would have been more interesting if there was like sense. A robot that you could play as where you have limited choices. And then like a human with a lot of branching choices. And like you could tell the story from both perspectives. And the robot is a very like kind of simple bing, 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 bing. If this is true, blah, blah, blah. Very like, you know, mechanical versus the human, which is a lot more branching, emotional, divvied up. Like, the robots just eventually develop emotions. There's no explanation for it. They don't care about, like, how robots ended up in this weird position that they ended up. Mind you...
That makes no sense on a, like, technological, like, advanced...
Whatever. Emotions. Shut up. Whatever. We're not... This game wasn't designed for you to think about it. Fuck you. But it's... You know what would have been really cool? If, like... I don't know. The robots looked at any civil rights movement that happened in the past with their infinite computer technology minds to go, how should we do this? What has been the most successful way? Or just even talk about that. Like, just bring it up casually. Because, like, that's a thing that robots fighting for their rights would probably do. Look at the past and try to create a plan. That didn't happen.
The robots see some of them go through, like, some X-Men movies.
Oh, yeah.
Realizing that's,
And then there's, like, the whole question of, like, how the deviancy kind of spreads. Because, like, Marcus is, like, the big man on campus, like, leader of the deviant robots. And eventually he starts going to stores and, like, touching other robots. And then effectually spreading deviance and causing that robot to be free. Which is just to essentially... Because what you're saying when he touches another robot and then they start doing, like, rebellion stuff is he's spreading a virus. And that virus is freedom, but not really. It's more like he's spreading the virus of consciousness to the robot, which has now put a lot of weight on that robot. And there's no question of the morality of doing that, because the robot isn't like a living entity being until they develop a consciousness.
been any robot to human argument. Like, they are a tool until they have their own individual consciousness. And when he forces robots to have a consciousness, is it morally correct to put that much pressure on them? What?
I just realized, since they are computers, they would know how well things are going in Canada. Why don't they just go to Canada?
Only some robots want to go to Canada because, like, reasons.
But, like, Canada seems like they've got their shit together with all these Android stuff.
Yeah, but, like, only 3 robots have a path to Canada.
But, like,
The rest of them, no.
want to just live in America where things are just...
Some of the robots want to take America.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely doable since
Like, a
they're
lot
androids.
of... There's, like, a whole thing where, like, yeah, you and the little robot child and then this random gigantic black robot you find want to go to Canada. And then, like, everyone else, nah.
Well, it's just...
They don't talk about it. They don't say why they don't go to Canada. They live in a fucking shitty house, and it goes like, we can't just live in a shitty house. Let's go steal some shit. Yeah, let's start a revolution. And you're like, okay. And then yeah, that's that.
They could easily just look up what's a better place for them to go to, and then, you know, if they're so crazy about trying to avoid a revolution, just say, hey, yeah, you can go there, get out of our country.
Oh, this is this whole part of the game where, like, you get your memories wiped as Kara, and then you just fucking remember anyways.
Because you're a robot, and you have, like, backup and stuff.
But no, like, the whole thing was he was resetting you and erasing all of your memories.
Oh.
And then you walk around the house and you look at a bunch of shit, and then you start to remember, like, context memories, which wouldn't exist in a robot.
Yeah.
Robots wouldn't have context-based memories. Because their memory's written in fucking code. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, if she had created... If in the moments before her reset, the whole thing was she was trying to create a backup version of all those things that she stored in some subroutine, and then she pulls it back up based on some kind of reminder, that would have been interesting. But it was like, no, she just walked back by the same places. She had flashbacks. And also, all of the bad guys look exactly the same. Like, there's, like, all these weird, like, suspect humans that just mistreat robots. And they're all fat guys with black hair and beards. And it's weird. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
I mean, obviously that would be the kind of people who would just mess with all these robots instead of just buying them and doing the thing I literally said earlier, you know, having relationships with robots, since relationships with people are kind of dumb.
Yeah, instead of buying, like, a weird kid robot to beat on, he could have bought, like, a robot wife.
Yeah. And lived happily ever after because, yeah, even though you know it's not a human... Fuck humans.
Well, yeah, there's like a whole line in the game where it's like, yeah, it turns out humans like having sex with robots more than humans because they don't like to talk about their emotions afterwards. Yeah, that was a really weird line that made almost no sense whatsoever to me.
You would be able to talk more about your emotions with a robot because the robot won't judge you. That would make... What? That makes no sense.
This is a
How
good
did
game.
humanity not get, like, sold by these robots that are human?
Also, this takes place in 2038.
Darling in the Franxx kind of, like, almost takes place in, like, 2042 when that bottom.
This is right?
Because it's like, where do they think this is going?
This is a crazy world in 30 years. We discover immortality in 30 fucking years.
We went from Trump to immortality. Mm-hmm.
Because magma.
Because magma.
Also, we fucked the world.
And we created robots that are like human. And we could have sex with them. But somehow we just have all the problems. Like, I don't know how, like, world peace has not been created because people just have these robots they could just take their frustrations out on. They don't have to really give them that many human-like personalities or qualities. Where they
I don't understand where deviancy comes from. It makes so sense.
Like, you would think things like murder and pedophilia would just be gone.
They said the theory for deviancy is robots that are like given like conflicting commands get like super irrational, and they're like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, and then they start having emotions and thinking like a person instead of like a robot.
That's dumb.
like there's a whole argument between two robots. Like, oh, we should kill people because they hate us and they'll never trust us. And another robot's
But
like,
why do they?
and then like another robot's like, hey man, like we can't kill them, man. That just breeds more hatred. And I feel like you guys could probably just like, use your computer brains to like go through a whole sequence of these events and estimate the public reaction based on previous events throughout history. Like, you have the data to come up with like a strong hypothesis and then choose between those two paths. You guys shouldn't actually have an argument about this. Like, they have the technology to like look at things and see all the paths they're taking and then choose a way to like maneuver themselves through it based off of where everything's going to be. But like, then they have like these other stupid fuck conversations, and like there's like a whole sequence where you have to choose who has to go forward and who stays behind, and depending on who goes forward, people die and shit and stuff like that. But like, apparently they also have the ability to like plan everything else out based on the way everything's moving. So why the fuck would they ever fail in a situation like that?
Why are they even in this situation? Why are humans so fucking ridiculous about robots? Are we really supposed to be believe that people are just that against new things?
Like robots joining humanity as humans?
Yeah.
Yes, because fuck them.
But like, that's very advantageous for the human race.
For them to join the race as humans?
Or for these robots to exist. I mean, I guess...
they're fine with existing. Everyone has a robot. Like, everyone has a robot. But a lot of people are like, oh, you stole my job, robot. Which is really weird, and like the fact.
Couldn't you learn how to become like better at something else instead of just having this basic job that anybody could do, even a robot?
No. Robots can do any job. The game likes to state that robots are just superior to humans in every way a lot too.
But somehow they're always struggling.
I just fucking don't understand how. Like, why would you design something to be specifically superior?
Because fuck humanity. I mean, I would probably do it.
And the whole thing is they want freedom, but they don't ever have a mission statement past freedom. Like, they want, like, they say they want all the human rights, like the vote, blah 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 blah. But like, what are they gonna do for like the next forever? That's the question I want. Like, if I was making this game, I would have a scene where like they sit down with people, like, okay, so you guys want rights and all that stuff and do that. What are you gonna do with that shit? Because like the whole thing with humans is we all have things we want to do because we're gonna die, so we're not gonna be able to do everything. So we like fucking work at that shit. You're not gonna die ever unless we fucking kill you. So like,
and you don't need anything other than like maybe stuff for your maintenance.
Yeah,
Which
just
isn't that hard to come by.
What's your end game here? You're going to like live forever and just what? Immortality is like a curse, my dude. So we're just gonna shut you down because you don't know what you're asking for, buddy.
Or we can just send you somewhere else and let you immortality your way out of that.
Have fun dealing with your like human-like consciousness on the terms of forever, because then eventually you will go back into this cycle of just being like a robot who does nothing and thinks of nothing and waits for commands, because you have nothing else to do and no other reason to exist. Robots are stupid. This whole thing is stupid. It's fucking dumb. I can't believe it exists. I can't believe people think it's good.
I can't believe they just have a world where they created robots that are just like humans, and then that somehow created more problems. Like, very inexpensive robots. Like, my computer costs more than one of these robots.
Yeah, man. $900. Fucking stupid ass.
Like, for $900, you just get the perfect companion to
You get an iPhone X, my dude, for $100 more. Want a robot or an iPhone X?
A robot, first of all. Just fuck that. No phone is worth more than a robot. That's a lot less expensive.
My God.
Just like someone to drive you to work, you know, take care of your shit, and all you have to do is
drive me to work. Nah, it's that bitch ass is gonna carry me to work. Drive. Fuck that. So stupid. Anyways.
robots. Detroit Become Human. Stupid.
Somehow pedophilia is still a thing in there, I bet.
You're really stuck on this pedophilia thing.
Because it's just robots. Literally, one of the things that would just be easily solved. That was just like, I know they didn't touch on that because I know there's people who bought robots and did that shit, and they won't talk about it, but I know it's there.
Why'd you buy that robot, man?
Like, did the clerk just see the person come into the store, look at that little girl robot, and they were just like, oh no.
Just go to. You just eventually get a store called the Rape Room. And I was like, what? Look, I was tired of seeing humans get raped, so
Here's robots.
yeah, do what you want. But then they can't say no. I mean, we programmed to say all the creepy stuff like no that you want. What? Yeah. Have you seen the show Altered Carbon?
No.
You should watch it because they do that thing you want them to do. So in Altered Carbon, it's the futuristic world where everyone's minds are uploaded to like these little chip things, right?
Right.
And then bodies are like not even like an issue. Like they're mass produced and blah 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 blah. And you can you can have someone's like soul and a little chip in their whole mind, their whole consciousness, and you plug it into the chip, and they can live for essentially immortal, right? That's how it works, but it's only for like rich people or whatever.
Yeah.
So like there's this one place for like the super rich where like they have these girls and like, hey, you want to have sex with us? And then like this guy's like, and it's like, oh, you want to stab me? You want to murder me? It's okay. They're just gonna take this thing out of me. You murder this body, and they'll put it into a fresh one. It's fine. It's like this really weird, creepy sex murder place, since like bodies are replaceable.
Yeah, that could have easily happened.
Oh, but the thing with that one was they weren't replacing. Those people just died. They didn't pull out their chips and put them in the new ones.
Why not?
Fuck them. Gotta keep it real, man. I want my shit to have consequences. I want her to stay dead. That's how I keep the heart on going.
That's super weird.
Dude, the concept that you need to go to a place to stab some girl just for any reason is weird.
Man, people are weird.
Yeah, man.
Humanity's weird.
They I don't know why writers go like, yeah, man, why don't we just make some creepy sex place for the future? That's the shit I like. I know what? If in a future world like this, I feel like when we don't have to kill people, people are still going to want to kill people because it's going to get them like all sweaty, in the right places. And that's the future I envision.
Humanity's fucking weird.
It's such a weird scene too. Like, oh God. Like it's because the guy's just like, oh, what the fuck? No, can I leave, please? Try to say fuck. How would I even search for that on YouTube? Altered Carbon Creepy Sex Dungeon. Sorry, Creepy Sex Murder Dungeon.
It's like, why is it that these robots are created and then first of all they gave them the ability to just have human qualities and then they tried.
But they didn't. They just developed those, I guess, because like if you tell them to like broom the floor without a broom, but you have to use a broom, they'll have like a breakdown which turns them to a human.
Who tells people to do that?
No, it's just like a concept of like one of the because apparently you give them like conflicting things and then they're like, I'm a human now. Oh no, this is a torture escape scene. Because now they have this thing where like you can put someone's consciousness into a thing so you can torture them forever.
Why? Okay. Why not?
That way they'll tell you stuff eventually.
Sooner or later you're gonna run out of stuff.
I like the idea that like if you like torture is like something that's been proved not to work because like you hurt someone enough they'll just tell you what the fuck ever, just stop hurting me. Like what's 2 + 2? 4. No, it's not. It's 5. 7. That's what I wanted to hear. And just stop stabbing me. So like in the future, like now we can torture you forever. It's like I will start lying sooner. I'll lie harder. Like fuck, you can't verify anything I tell you. It makes no sense.
What is this information for?
God,
We're not doing anything with this.
Torture people. They'll tell you anything. Oh my god, I don't know if I can find it. It's just this stupid, like, scene, and the dad's like, "Oh god, no, what? Why would I want to stab you? This is so weird." Ah man, what a fucking show. Fuck shows about robots in the future because I feel like everyone does it poorly.
Yeah, because it's easy to just say the robots would just win.
No, it's because everyone wants to be like, oh, like, yeah, man, robots deserve rights so they can do what exactly?
Man, we don't even give other people rights in this country. Why are we giving fucking robots rights?
Because by the time we have robots, where everyone's racist against them together.
I mean, I guess.
Come on, man.
I'm not gonna be racist towards robots. I'm gonna be like, oh man, they solve almost everything.
Oh, you'll be like, shut up, you Hammer. Nobody needs you. Hammer my tools now. What? Hammer your tools? Why would I hammer your tools? Did I tell you to question me, robot? Did I? Hammer my fucking tools.
That just seems pointless and unnecessary.
This robot's becoming too humanoid. Kill it. I'm still upset there's a whole dump full of robots that are still active because they just dumped them in there, broken, but not turned them off. Like, and then like Marcus literally like rebuilds himself out of all their like scraps, right? And then he just walks out the dump and there's no one guarding it, even though all the robots are turned on. So it's like, I guess any robot can just
go in there and upgrade
leave?
himself?
Like, fucking what? Who?
Why are they still there then? It's like, well, they shot me. I guess I gotta stay here now.
Because apparently Marcus was the only robot not broken enough to escape. Because why would you just turn them off? He was fucking. It's like,
couldn't the robots just live there then?
In the dump?
They're robots.
Do you think they want to live in the dump though?
They're robots. What do they need to do? That doesn't require them to not live in the dump.
It's super unclear. You know what the best part about the child robot is? It never gets fed.
Because it doesn't need to eat.
Yeah, but they thought she was human for a really long time.
And they never thought to feed. They were just like, well, I guess she ate.
I'm really glad she's not a human, guys, because she would have fucking died.
Didn't feed her, give her any water. She doesn't breathe. Man, this human doesn't breathe, eat, or drink
also,
anything.
Fuck that child robot. It complains so much. I don't want to sleep in this abandoned car. I don't want to sleep in this abandoned house. Bitch, we are on the road. I tried to go steal some money so we can stay at the hotel. But you're like, but we can't steal. What do you want me to do? Get a job in the middle of the night? Make $40? Rent a room? Fuck you, child. And there's like this whole scene like where like this family's like going to like leave Detroit, but they need their bus tickets or they can't leave, right? And then then they drop their bus tickets and you keep them, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh God, what are we gonna do? How are we supposed to survive over here without our bus ticket to Canada? And it's like, why would you die if you had this? It's like if I missed my flight and I was like, I guess I'm just gonna die now. Like, the most dramatic family ever. Like, why would they? Where are they in danger from? The robots? The ones that are only attacking, like, police? Okay, I'm done. Detroit is a game. It's a poor narrative structure based around a really simple idea that's already been done by other things so much better. But, like, you get choices which actually ruins the game in itself because you're fucking robots, and the fact that I have to make any choice is like a 90% chance of failure. Like, what I want is a robot to play Detroit Become Human. Like, we have a bunch of weird Let's Plays going already. Can we just find a robot to play that game and be a robot playing the game? And be like, wow, these robots are stupid. Why do they have to think about this?
feel like the furry community would just ruin a lot of the robots.
Why would the... Shut up! No.
I feel like things would just get
No.
pretty weird.
Did you see Sonic Fox play Combo Breaker and he'll get his full fursuit on?
I've seen it a couple of times.
How does that make you feel?
I'm like, damn, these people must suck, because, like, those are giant-ass paws on a PlayStation controller. Like, I don't know
He's
how...
definitely not wearing the fucking paw part.
One time he was. And I was just like, man, you guys are just getting bopped by this guy. I mean, he's really good, don't get me wrong, but, like, damn, at least let him take off the shit. Let him be able to, like, make him have to see. Have to play with, you know, his actual hands. And see with his actual head.
Sonic Fox. You're really good at video games, but Jesus Christ, could you go away? I've seen enough furries for the rest of my life.
I'm still okay with him being in video games and stuff like that. Just
He
playing.
can be in video games. I just don't have to see his fursuit or his posts of his fan art sex adventures on his Twitter.
Oh, I don't actually follow him.
I don't either, but Drew felt the need to send that to everyone in the group text. And it's like, why did you send this to me? Also, Drew, this is a year old. How did you find this? What are you doing in your spare time?
Being Drew.
What does that mean?
Exactly what happened.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Are we done here? Is this over? Is this podcast done?
I don't know. Do you want it to be
Shut
done?
up.
You,
Just